Tedeschi Trucks was a total fluke. I'm listening to our local radio station, and there's an ice cream kid. He calls himself. He does a long, strange trip. So every Thursday night, he plays music from the Grateful Dead, nothing but. And he mentioned Tedeschi Trucks band, and I thought, well, if he mentions them, they must be quite unusual and quite good. And I met a few musicians at the festival who said that they specifically came to see them, just them. And yeah, so I went and I was blown away. I've never seen anything like it. It's as if they combined my 56 years of musical taste and experience and lifted it to a level that I've never experienced before, each and every one of them. And of course, Derek and Susan on top of it all. So I've never experienced anything like it. Never. I can't place it.
Wow. So that was your first Tedeschi Trucks band
First
show,
ever.
and you were not familiar with the band, at least
I've
not
never
familiar.
heard their name, never
You
heard
just
their
happened
music.
not to know
Complete
them.
virgin and completely, yeah.
That is something that's cool. That's something that I wanted to do, was actually bring on somebody who went to a first time show. Obviously, people might not be comfortable talking about it, but
Yeah.
wow, like that's amazing. That I appreciate you topping on the call as well. Like, I assumed I'm just talking to some crazy fan who wants to talk TTP, not a first timer. Like, so you love this music, or were so captivated by it that you were willing to come on a podcast to talk about it?
Well, for me, it wasn't a musical experience, not purely. I mean, of course, their music is better than, or they combine every style. I mean, I can't place it. I'm not a musician, so but it was a spiritual experience for me. I mean, I walked in and well, the last 2 years haven't been the best of my life. Let's put it that way. And I walked out, and I was a different man. So I've never experienced anything quite like it. So, and it was lucky because Saturday, the encore, 45 minutes, and it wasn't, I think a lot of people don't know them. So it wasn't even full. So, Guy, you were there on Saturday, is that right? Or was it Stephen? I mixed it up.
No, not me. Yeah.
Oh, Stephen, you were there, yeah. So it was a small audience, and yet Sunday, of course, it was packed. I think word's getting round, and yeah, the amount of energy, the amount of quality of each and every player. So whoever took like the ability to fade away and let others stand in the spotlight and listen, and I can't even, I don't even know where to begin, but even the backups, each and every musician in that band could have their own band without a doubt, and they would succeed without a doubt. And then they play together a 12-piece, and the way they listen to each other and the way they throw the balls around, whew, yeah.
Dude, the thing is about the passion about these fans, whether you have been following them since before they were Tedeschi Trucks Band, when they were just Derek Trucks and Susan Tedeschi, Derek Trucks Band, or like, a little bit more recently, or like you literally just discover them, people always seem to be able to speak with the same amount of passion and articulation as to why they're so great. Every single thing you said just about has been echoed or said on this podcast in the last 150 episodes, or already in this episode itself. Like when I forget what something Steven said that was basically exactly what you said about the band, something about their sound. But yeah, it is like a transformative religious spiritual experience, and that's definitely something that I speak to all the time. And like, I'm sure there's some fans out there, or some people who are like, oh, where have you been? How come you didn't discover them earlier? Or things like having like a little bit of attitude about it. But like, you only know when you know it, and find out when you find out. Like, there was a period of time where like I didn't really know who Derek Trucks or Susan Tedeschi was. I kind of heard the name Derek Trucks. I knew the Allman Brothers music, but never really dove into it beyond their hits. It didn't really what's the word? But it didn't hit me in the same way it did later in life. I guess. So it's like when you discover it. Like I said, I talked to fans who found this band in 2018, who found them, and these musicians in the 90s who just discovered them over this past weekend. It's like people love this band, and it's instant also. Like, it's totally instant. How far have you, I mean, you literally just went to the shows, but like, have you dove into like their catalog or live music or
Well, the last week
YouTubing?
I've listened to nothing but. I've ordered the whole complete CD. I've spent my last savings on their shit. It's almost ridiculous, but because it's been such a big. I mean, Stephen and Guy, you guys have been onto it for a long time, and you said that, Guy, you said you create your life around music, and Stephen, it sounds like you're coming from a musical family, and you've got direct connection there. So maybe you can understand. But it was like a door opening that I didn't even know was there, and as if I'm suddenly I have listened to music all my life. I've got a lot of CDs, a lot of records. I listen to a lot of stuff. I love all sorts of music across all areas, from classical to hip hop, and yet I've never ever come across anything that I can possibly compare. It's for me, it's the pinnacle of all my musical taste that has come together in one band, and the craftsmanship and the message and the lyrics and the live performance. Yeah, I'm still buzzing. Honestly, my life, it feels as if my life has changed